All right, everybody, welcome back into Cherry Picking. Today's video, we're going to be looking at Thursday NHL best bets. We have Game 5 for the Hurricanes and the Devils, and then Game 5 for the Stars and the Kraken. Looking back at our last set of picks for these set of games, we had the Hurricanes money line, which came through, which was plus 130, so a nice underdog, road underdog there. And then the Stars obviously beat the Kraken, convincing fashion, just like the Canes as well. And then unfortunately, Jason Robertson could not find the back of the net yet again. He's still scoreless in this series and scoreless in his last 5. Super frustrating. But we'll get into the picks for today for Thursday. But before we do so, BetMGM offering a $1,000 first bet offer. Also one of the best places to play same game parlays if you're looking to bet on the NHL. And then DraftKings as well. Great area to place same game parlays if you're looking at placing a few other things than just, let's say, goal scorers or someone to win. And then they're also offering a great welcome offer. Bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets. Let's get into the picks for Thursday. All right, so looking at this first game between the Canes and the Devils, I honestly think the Canes will close it out here in 5 games against this New Jersey Devils team. I think there's just too much going on in New Jersey right now. I don't think they've obviously played very well in this series as a whole. We've seen them be very inconsistent, especially on the goaltending side of it. We saw a very dominant performance from the Canes yet again in Game 4. It honestly looked like the Devils lost all steam after they scored, which was really odd. We continue to see this line, this third line, and it's acting like their first line for Carolina. Jordan Martinook, Jesper Foss, and Jesperi Kotkaniemi have been probably the best line in this series and probably one of the better lines for this Carolina team throughout the playoffs right now. I think this is 4 straight games now where Jordan Martinook has at least 2 points, which is obviously we're not used to seeing that in the regular season. I know it might sound weird to say, but they essentially dominated that game from start to finish, and your first line of Sebastian Aho, Seth Jarvis, and Steven Nason did not look good at all. But that's the kind of lines that you need in the playoffs to really carry you through some of the times or these games where your top lines are not playing very well. And this Carolina team is exactly built like that. Even that second line of Jordan Staal and Marty Necas have been playing really poorly. They stepped it up in Game 4 to take that 3-1 series lead. And then Freddie Anderson did his job. I thought he played really solid. They only had 22 shots. He had 21 saves, letting in that first goal and then shutting the door for the second period and the third period. And I think Carolina is just so good defensively at this point. I think they've kind of figured out this Devils attack because they got absolutely minimized in terms of chances last game. Their expected goals was less than 2. I think it was around 1.5. Now, is that going to change when they come back to Carolina's rink where they got dominated those first 2 games? And Carolina throughout the postseason this year at home, 4-1 with a +8 scoring differential. I think Carolina will close it out here, -120. Definitely not a crazy price to play. Even though we did have +130 on the last time we played Carolina, I still like them here to close it out at home. All right, so a player prop in this Canes and Devils Game 5 as well. Marty Necas to get a point. The best price you'll find on this is at DraftKings. It looked like the line of Jordan Staal, Jack Drury, and himself finally got it going in Game 3. They were second on the team in terms of forward lines and expected goals for. It's hard to beat that Martinook line. They're just playing really well, but still they were creating a ton of offense. They had 11 shot attempts, mainly distributed between Marty Necas and Jordan Staal. Both those guys were the top 2 in expected goals in 5-on-5 and all situations for this Carolina team. So that's obviously a good thing to bank heading into this next game. Necas had 2 goals in that one as well, created great chances on both of those alongside his teammates. And then they go back to clinch the series. Necas, obviously a huge part of that Game 4. I think he'll be just as involved in this one. He's been great at home throughout the regular season. He had a point in 63% of his home games throughout the regular season and just 50% in away games. And then if you look at the playoffs last year as well, he played much better while at home. You see him get points in the Boston and Rangers series pretty much exclusively at home. So I think in this potentially series clinching game, I think Necas will come up clutch, and him to get a point is a pretty decent price at -145 for a guy who's playing about 20 minutes per game. All right, so the last play, we're going to be looking at the Stars and the Kraken. Game 5, we're going to head back to Dallas here, and I think the Stars are going to win this one as well. I'm going to be taking the Stars in reg at -120. Just looking at the Seattle team, I just can't believe if Jake Ottinger plays as well as he did in that last game, and as well as we've seen him play throughout the Minnesota series, and just some of the times we've seen throughout the regular season, I don't see them creating enough offense, to get past them. They're throughout all the teams in the second round, they're second last in expected goals for, and they're last in high danger chances created. So they're not creating a lot of offense, and this is on 5-on-5 situations as well. If you look at the last game, Dallas, you finally had that Jason Robertson, Rupe Hintz, Joe Pavelski line back together, kind of reset all the other lines, and this team just played awesome. Their expected goals was about 5. If you look at the expected goals for Seattle, it was about 2 or 2.5, and Ottinger played well enough to allow just 1 goal, and it was when they were already up like 5-0. So I think we're going to see a similar theme for Dallas throughout the rest of this series. I could see them winning the next 2 games as well, kind of like they did against Minnesota. I think they're just the better team and will advance in this series. And coming back home here after Jake Ottinger played well and this offense really clicked, I think they continue to roll here. So Stars and Reg at -120, best prices at DraftKings. Lock that one in as well. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought of the picks for Thursday. Check out those BetMGM and DraftKings links in the description, and I'll see you guys next time.